Today's video is sponsored by Tecovas Boot. You know those 2020s where they say, my wife, she just slipped at the edge of a canyon.
All right. A lot of the 2020s are out west, so I do have to give you that much. Look at all that.
But take a peek over the edge here.
Yeah, be careful.
Melissa, don't stand behind me.
I won't.
I'm not even getting any closer. So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. We've had a busy couple days, haven't we?
That's right.
We are coming to you right now from alongside the Dolores River in southwest Colorado, or just western Colorado, I guess.
Yeah.
But 5 days ago, what did we do 5 days ago? How did this all start?
Well, we started to plan to leave for our trip, and our daughter Eva had scheduled an appointment with a film crew that was coming out to do a commercial, an interview about her surgery she had with UPMC Hospital and Dr. Freelander.
Yeah, if you don't know, she had a brain surgery a couple years ago.
Turned out really well, so they were interviewing her. I think they're making a video, maybe for like the waiting rooms or online, and then also like a commercial clip of it.
So we were going to leave for our trip. I was planning on around noon, and that was cutting it kind of close. And I thought they were just sending like someone out with a camera to talk to Eva, but they sent like a complete film crew and super nice people. And we learned a lot actually, because I was picking their brain about cameras. They had some really, really nice camera equipment.
Yeah.
And so they spent the day there. And then we didn't leave until 4:30 or quarter to 5. And we got on the road and headed west, and we drove to, where did we go first?
Elkhart.
Yeah, Elkhart, Indiana. You know, we drove like 5 hours, say.
Yeah.
And I got a room 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. Next morning, we left, about 4:30?
Yeah.
And from Elkhart, Indiana, we drove all the way to almost Colorado. Couple exits before Colorado in Nebraska. That's where we drove to day 2. The next day we got up about 4:30.
Yeah.
And we drove down here to western Colorado. We're like below Grand Junction, 2.5 hours maybe. And we're back in it. We are. There's not much around here at all. And we're on an elk hunt. And we hunt in the mornings and in the evenings. And this is we've only been gone 5 days, and we've driven about 2,000 miles so far.
Yeah.
And so far I've gotten an elk. Melissa's still trying to get one.
Yeah.
I got a small, decent elk for your first one. I never got an elk before, but it's a 4x4. And we have a couple more days to hunt yet.
Yeah, but beautiful weather.
Yeah, it's so warm. It's way warmer here than it is at home.
It's warm, it's sunny. It's just beautiful out here.
But a few things we learned since we've been here. Number one, the elk. Now, you guys that live out here understand all this, but they are definitely a
herd animal.
The dust. That's another thing.
There's a lot of red.
But the elk are definitely a herd animal. Like deer at home, when something's about to go down, it's every man for himself. Yeah. And then they gather up later on. Where elk just herd right up. And they follow like a mature older cow that's kind of the warning for everyone. But
yeah,
you'll see them. It's so vast out here where we're hunting. You'll look and be like, oh, that's a couple hundred yards. It's a half a mile. You know, it's just huge. But those elk will go out there and they might be 800,000 yards out, and you'll see them go across the field. And they all follow that one. She'll stop, see what someone's doing, or you know, something she doesn't like. They all turn, go the other way, but they all just stick really close.
Yeah, it's like they're tied together.
It's like a train.
Yeah.
And the elk are just, they cover a lot of ground in a hurry. You know what I mean?
Where the cows can take off and they're faster, so the antlered
the bulls
are usually in the back of the pack.
Yeah, in the middle until they run a long ways, and then they fall to the back.
Yeah.
So when they're running, they're kind of right in the middle. So when you're trying to get a bull, which we've had that.
It's tough because they're in the middle. It's almost like the cows know to protect them.
Yeah.
I think a lot of animals do that, you know. But yeah, until they're running a distance and they can't keep up and they're falling behind.
And like I said, though, it's just huge out here.
They drive side-by-sides everywhere, and it makes sense. They run them pretty hard, nothing like Mike would run his.
They run their buggies hard. Earlier, I mentioned that today's video was sponsored by Tecovas Boots. In every pair of Tecovas boots, you can expect premium quality and timeless style. Aren't those nice, Melissa?
They are.
Smell great, too.
They do.
These boots are made by hand in over 200 individual steps, and are always made from premium bovine and exotic leathers. Tecovas are comfortable on day one. There's no break-in period, so you don't have to worry about wearing uncomfortable boots. If you ever have a chance to visit one of their stores, you can take advantage of their complimentary drinks, free boot shines, and get the perfect fit with their expert staff. Melissa, did you know that Tecovas also offers complimentary branding and leather stamping if you want to personalize your boots or fine leather goods? Did you know that?
I did not.
Well, now you do. Click on the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen to get your new favorite pair of boots today. And interesting, one of the guys has a Polaris Ranger crew, and then David has a Can-Am Defender Limited exactly like ours, but they run them hard out here. And I mean, in an average day, they're probably putting 25, 30 miles on, and a lot of it through the sagebrush and down in rivers, and they run them really hard. They do.
Cornfields. Oh, and they drive right over all that sagebrush. And
just drive right through it. Drive right over.
Crazy.
Yeah. And everyone we met's real nice, but like down where we're at, there's hardly anyone around. Town is about, there is a small town about 30 miles from here. Yeah. That's where I went yesterday afternoon. Yeah. But there's not much around here at all.
No.
Which is really nice.
It is really nice.
We did see some guy a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Down this canyon. We haven't seen anyone up this canyon. We've been driving up here for a half hour.
And when we're done talking, you'll have to get some footage of just like down the canyon, just give them an idea.
But there's a guy down there like in this sketch camper. Yeah. I mean, it's like made out of like wood and stuff.
He's got like a tarp and bumper stickers.
Tucked up into the rocks, and he's out there on his laptop.
He's got like a little TV tray and his laptop. And like he gave us a wave, and I'm like, hey, Mike, get out of here.
Get out of here. She watches too many of those 2020s.
I do. I go, he is either A, controlling, he knows where all the elk are.
Yeah.
Or B,
he's watching us.
Yeah, there's watching us, or there's something he's like keeping an eye on the water. I don't know. It was sketch. I mean, he gave it, like I said, he gave his wave. I could be totally wrong, but
it's like he was tucked up in there. You know what I mean? He got as far, there's nobody on this road, but he got as far away from the...
What's that show you used to watch?
Yeah, Melissa also thought maybe a Breaking Bad scenario down there. I don't know. But so far, it's been a really good trip, and we'll probably be back or close to it by the time you see this video. It depends when I get it edited and uploaded. but we'll probably miss a day or two. So if you're wondering where we've been, we have been in Colorado. But the Super Duty has run really well. I tried getting 1,000 miles out of it on the way out. Not going to happen. Probably right around 900 miles we'd stop and fill up. And you could probably squeeze it, but you would be really, really nervous. You know what I mean? You wouldn't want to run out of fuel.
Right.
But it ran good the whole way. The Diamondback bed cover, it's actually...
a must.
It's a must-have. It is so dusty. Dust everywhere. You open the door for a second, there's dust, there's grit on everything. It's so dry. And I think we would get used to it, but both of our sinuses are all kind of jacked up.
My hair is so dry.
My hair.
My skin is so
my
dry.
skin, but my hair is, it all fell out off the top of my head from the dryness.
Show them this dust.
Yeah, look at this. I mean, this is just, it's like a grit on everything.
It gets on your face. I wash my face at night.
This gives you some idea where we're at. But it's so deceiving where we're hunting. We'll put a lot of clips and pictures in here. You'll look across somewhere and you'll think, oh, that's 200 or 300 yards. It could be a half mile or farther, you know? It's just vast, huge.
Beachy area.
Yeah, we got a little beachy area here. You could come up here and sunbathe, Melissa.
I might have to.
But it's been getting into the 80s during the day. Maybe 40s. Yeah, it is sandy. Oh, you see, got some water coming in from up there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So this is the Dolores. It's very murky.
Interesting.
So why don't you tell them how we're able to pull this trip off, Melissa?
Yeah, thankfully we have great kids. Hunter's doing well. Levi's taking care of things with him and the business. And Hannah's in town now. You know, she lives near us. So Hannah and Bo are over taking care of the dogs and helping with Hunter and the animals.
But you know what? Hannah sent us a picture of Bo sleeping on the job today.
He was. I know.
We'll have to let him go.
We're going to have to let him go. And Ty and Thea have been a big help. Kate's been making meals for them. It's really great to know that all the kids pitch in and help to make this happen so we can have a good, enjoyable trip. It's been relaxing.
And I think Hunter likes a break from us.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
And just the schedule. I think Hunter puts a lot of
emphasis on what we're supposed to be doing.
Responsibility on himself. He's kind of like Archie. You know what? You don't have to put all this responsibility on yourself, and he does.
Yep, Archie worries about everything.
Yeah, like what if this, and Hunter's kind of just like, I'm supervising and no one's doing this, and then when we're gone, I think he knows he gets a little vacation. He likes it. He likes being with Levi, and Eva's also checked in too, so we appreciate it. I hope our kids are watching. Thank you so much for helping out with everything so we can get this enjoyable trip in. It's been a great hunt.
Reset.
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Next couple days, we'll be heading home soon, but we're going to go up through the San Juan National Forest. We've been there before. Might even try the train ride from Durango to Silverton.
I'd love to.
We'll have to see. But I just heard the weather. They're calling for snow in the higher elevations this weekend, and it's in the mid-80s today. So the valley floor where we're hunting, it's called Paradox Valley. And, you know, you're way down at the bottom, but it's about 5,000 feet right there. And we're only about 10 miles maybe from Utah. And I can't remember the mountain, but it's the second highest peak in the state of Utah, is kind of at the top of the valley that we're hunting, if that makes sense. But we'll try to get some more footage, and we'll probably put another video together if you'd like of the trip home, you know, through the San Juan and all that. And then we will get back to our regularly scheduled program. I'm good for about 5 days away from home, and then I'm ready to go home and do stuff.
Which will be the next day or two.
Yeah, 5 days is about my limit. And
I think Mike's going to start investing in flying.
Anyway, I think that's about it for today's video. We appreciate y'all being here, and we'll catch you on the next one.